Hello, this is Barghout. My team and I thought it might be time for me to introduce you to some of the tricks that we use to stay in touch with each other and communicate very effectively. As someone who's trying to show you that you can have an internet lifestyle that revolves around running a company but not necessarily working from the office, the main tools that I use to achieve this are my iPhone, my iPad, and a notebook, and of necessity, an internet, preferably a Wi-Fi connection. And during the walkabout, the last 3 weeks, we've amply demonstrated how we've gone from Bangkok to Hong Kong to Cambodia, back to Bangkok, and we'll be doing, right now we're in a studio in Pattaya, we'll be doing an awful lot more traveling. And Wi-Fi and free access to Wi-Fi is not a problem. The main tool that I use is the iPad. In fact, it's completely replaced the necessity for me to use desktops. Yeah, sure, if you want to do video editing, maybe you have to use a desktop, but for communicating with your business and communicating ideas effectively, it's mainly the iPad and the iPhone. So, on this post, I'm going to give you a mind map that illustrates all the tools that I use, and you'll be able to refer to them. Now, actually on my iPad, I've got about 280 apps, and sure, some of them are for games, but the vast majority are there for manipulating photographic items, or taking screenshots, or for annotating photographs, or for conventional uses. So let's just stop right there and now talk specifically. I've got what amounts to about 10 groups of applications. Now, most of you out there are either going to be familiar with using PCs, or you're going to be familiar with using Windows. Macintoshes, Apple systems. If you use PCs, then you'll be using things like Word, Excel, PowerPoint. And if you're using Macs, you're very likely to be using Keynote for, instead of PowerPoint, Pages instead of Word, and numbers instead of Excel. So one of the difficulties that we have is, well, how do you talk to clients, to partners, to staff who might not have the same systems? So on my iPad, I have two groups of software. I have what's called iWork software, which is from Apple, and it's Pages, Numbers, Keynote, iMovie, and GarageBand. And that allows me to manipulate sound, video, and produce PowerPoints, documents, and spreadsheets. And very often you can export those as PDFs, which are universal, or their PC equivalents, like Pages can be exported as a doc, and Numbers can be exported as an Excel sheet, or as a PDF. That's one group of software. The other one that I use is QuickOffice. QuickOffice for the iPad allows you to create Word, Excel, PowerPoint documents and edit them, and also communicate with other people with them. So between those two groups, whether you're communicating with me with Microsoft Office, or you're communicating with me or another member of the team with Apple iWorks, it's all covered. We have full communication both ways. Now, another group of software that I use, which is to manage things that I have to do and notes. I use Omni Outliner, which is it's an outlining software. It enables me to structure a plan. I use Wunderlist, which is a to-do list. Now, the beauty about Wunderlist is if I install it on my iPhone, my iPad, my PC, and my everything, that as I alter a to-do list on my iPhone, it automatically updates all the other PCs and iPads and Macs that I have. So it's very, very good, very convenient. You can be traveling, making a note, put the phone down, open up your computer, and carry on from where you left off. I also use Evernote. Evernote is very handy. It's like a cloud source document storage. You write something and you just post it up by email to Evernote. Or you see a web page and you take a screen grab and you post it up to Evernote. Or you see a URL that's important, you want to remember it, and just post it up to Evernote. So it becomes like a big suitcase full of all the information that you ever wanted to gather and collect and didn't know where to put. And later on you can go to the Evernote site and you can file it and sort it and document it and so on and so forth. Finally, I use another to-do list come organizational software called Things. Sometimes I prefer to use Things, sometimes I prefer to use Wunderlist. It's just up to your personal taste. Another piece of software or a group of software that I use is called Notebooks. Notebooks because the iPad can act as a digital copy of a pencil and paper notebook. And what I like about the notebooks applications like Notes Plus or Penultimate is I can take a screenshot of a website with my iPad by pressing the home and the off button simultaneously. Copy that image into the pages of a book, and then I can handwrite over it, like change this banner, move this image to here, resize this picture, change the text here to that. So very graphically and very easily, instead of sitting and writing down a long email, you don't. You just take a screenshot and scribble all over the screenshot in the notebook exactly what you need the people to do. So I have things that help me to do that, such as Notes Plus, Penultimate, Page Capture, Show Me, and Sketchpad. With Show Me, I can literally write and draw and speak and annotate and pull pictures in, and it's recording my voice and the movement of my hand and the pencil on the drawing, and you get a little video that shows you exactly what I want you to do. So it's extremely handy because instead of sitting down and thinking, how shall I word this, how shall I word that, I show you. I've got some art apps. The ones that I use are Art Rage, Brushes, Sketchbook, and Inkpad. Absolutely fabulous applications, very, very powerful. If I want to create apps or like mock-ups for websites, I use iMockups and another one called App Cooker. All of these can be found at the iTunes store. For business and office, like I use something called Doc Scanner. If I need to photocopy something, I use Doc Scanner. I take a photograph, and however I held the iPad and however distorted maybe the image is, it flattens it out and gives me a perfect image of what it was that I wanted to scan, and now I can email it or fax it to people. I've got a software called Invoice2Go that allows me to generate invoices and email them out from my iPad. For reading and studying stuff, I have 3 programs that I use: Best PDF Reader, PDF Expert, and Goodreader. Those 3 tools allow me to just about read any PDF or document that's out there. What's also good about them is if it's a PDF that I'm reading, I can annotate it, make notes, and send you the annotations or the PDF with the annotations. And finally, I use some cloud utilities. I use 1Password. I use 1Password to collect all my passwords because I have hundreds and hundreds of passwords to hundreds and hundreds of websites. So if I change a password on my iPad or I create one, it also automatically creates that particular password combination on my iPhone and my computer and my iMac, all for just doing it one time on any device. I use Dropbox, which is file sharing. So if I've got a big video and I can't email it, which I wouldn't want to anyway, I just put it into Dropbox on my computer, and my staff, my colleagues, share that video file or document. And that's about covers it. So as I said, I'll be printing the image that I'm looking at on my iPad as a PDF, and I'll leave it there for you to download and maybe get some benefit from on our website. Thank you very much. Thank you for taking the time to listen.